Hello and welcome to Waifus of Overwatch with Erin Fitzgerald and...
And me, Danielle McRae, with terrible sound quality.
Oh, Danielle feels bad, but she has this beautiful hum behind her that we're going to call ambient sound. It's going to be our background is supportive music. And this week we are very excited, super excited, over the moon excited because this week we are bringing you Christmas. Our
Build them up, break them down.
Yes! Torbjorn! For real. Guys, can you believe it? I have Keith Silverstein with Danielle and I on this podcast. Keith, welcome.
Thank you. Hey, I'm happy to be here.
I am so happy you are here. We love your character.
Yes, we
You're
do.
very sweet. Thank you. But I know now why you call him Christmas, because it is nice to throw out a bunch of goodies for everybody.
Yes.
Come get your armor. Very nice.
Yes.
So much fun to do that.
It is so, and it's so much fun to hear that click when you pick up the armor, that locked and load. You're like, oh yeah, I got
Nice.
armor.
I don't know if I can take credit for the click, but you know.
Well, it's that nice where I received the Christmas present sound.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So, Keith Silverstein, how does it
Yes.
feel being in the best game of all time?
It feels pretty damn good, I gotta say. It really does. It's so nice. It's so nice. You know, we recorded this stuff, like 2 years ago.
Wow.
Or something like that, I just throw numbers out there, but it wasn't recently. So, and like Blizzard, I mean, everything they do is amazing. So, it's going to be good, but it's so different from like, well, I hope this is popular to then seeing how huge it is.
Right.
And how gorgeous the game is and how many people are playing it and how much they're enjoying. And I think it's still rising in popularity. I'm still getting more and more requests at conventions and stuff for like, oh, are you the guy that does Torbjorn? And it's amazing to watch that happen.
It is amazing. It is, and especially with free weekends and stuff that they've been doing, it helps build the audience for it. Because this is, I think, the first-person shooter game for people who have never done first-person shooter games like myself. Are you a guy who's played first-person shooters before?
I have, yeah.
So
definitely.
you're familiar.
Talking about like Halos and Gears of War and all that good stuff. Yeah, of
Nice.
course.
Okay, so when you jumped in with Danielle and I playing Overwatch, you were already comfortable with the first-person shooter perspective.
Yes, yeah, very comfortable with the perspective. It was just learning, the controls, obviously.
Right.
And then trying to understand, the different types of matches. And it's really a team-based game.
Yes!
And it's the way that all the characters work together, and you change that up depending on who you're playing with and who you're playing against and what your objective is.
Yes, it's all about the objective. Get the payload. If you're not getting the payload, you're not doing it right. I'm just saying.
Right.
That's
you got to
true.
get that payload, baby.
That's
what I'm
right,
talking about.
boo-boo. That's right, boo-boo.
And I am all about that payload.
So, how hard was it to have to do a Swedish accent? Because that could be like, there's a gambit of different kind of Swedish accents, really. And Torbjorn he looks like Danielle was calling him Gimli for the longest time when I started playing because he looks like Gimli. So immediately
Sure, he's a
you
dwarf.
assume
That's a
that,
famous dwarf,
right? So
yeah.
you're going for the Scottish, and then you realize, oh, that's not a Scottish accent. Was that difficult at all?
Yeah, it was. It's not a super. I mean, if you listen to it, it's not a super accurate. I don't think Swedish, but I mean, I got the audition. And I had an idea for it, and the difference is when you're reading the audition, I've got like this monologue.
Right.
First off,
Right.
and so I don't know how you are, but if I'm doing a dialect or something, and you've got a monologue, and you can kind of take it at your own pace, it's a lot easier to get that dialect in there and have it sound more. I don't know if it's natural is the word, either more natural or just more prominent.
Right.
Then also when you go in and you're just shouting out lines, there may be a cadence that you fit in every now and then to help it really feel Swedish.
Yes.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah, but if you throw that same cadence on 45 or 75, whatever, 7-word lines, they're going to all start to sound the same. So you kind of have to break it up a little bit. And not only that, but with all that's going on in the game, you want it to be understandable.
Yes.
So if you get too lost in the We're doing the, if you get too much in that,
Yeah.
you don't understand it. So there's a balance to it. Thankfully, Blizzard liked what I did. And, we were in there and we had every chance to make it, thicker or thinner or do whatever we needed to do with it. And it sounds like most people are liking the character. So,
What do
so
you
they must
think?
have done something.
What do you think,
I give
Danielle?
them full credit.
Yeah.
What do I
Danielle,
think?
have we
Oh,
lost her? There she is.
There she
sorry.
is.
No, I'm just trying not to talk too much because I don't know how annoying that hum is.
It's not annoying. We're gonna say it is supportive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna say.
Mhm.
We're gonna go with it. So please talk.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. So do you usually play the video games that you voice in? So I know some voice actors, they don't really play anything or very much stuff, but I was wondering if you play any games that you've been in.
I decided long ago I would never, ever play a single game that I worked on. But no, I didn't. I don't know what I'm talking. Could you imagine that? I swore on a mountaintop
It's an
I would never
oath!
play a voice or a
Never!
game with my voice.
No.
Never. No, I there's a lot of games, and like I don't even have the systems for a lot of them. A lot of them
Right.
are handheld games, or
Right.
I mean, right now I have a PS4. I used to always have, I used to be a crazy gamer, just had every system, that whole thing. I mean, I've been playing since the Atari 2600, and actually even before
Word.
that.
I
I
was a
still
have an Atari
ColecoVision. I was
2600.
ColecoVision, just so you
Oh,
know.
nice.
See, I'm the baby. I started with the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
There you
Aw.
go. Well, Super Nintendo was great. I had a Super Nintendo, of
True.
course,
Yes, I did.
along
as
with
well.
everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But I just can't keep up with all of them. Games are
Yeah.
expensive. I don't know if the fans out there realize that not every game you work on, the production team, they don't always go like, "Hey, here's a free copy."
No,
Not
they
that they should.
don't.
They don't need to do that.
I
It's a
think
nice
they
thing when they
should,
do.
though. I think they
Well, of course,
should.
it would be
You know what I
nice,
mean?
but
They're not paying residuals. They could give us a game. I'm just
it would
saying.
be nice. Yes, it
Yeah.
would definitely be
Would
nice.
be.
But
Yeah.
in a lot of cases, I sometimes they do, and it's like I said, it'll be a handheld system or something I don't own, but I give it a
Right.
nice prominent spot in my office, and I
Yeah.
put it there to remind myself, hey, that's something I did. It's something I'm proud of.
We've been in a
Uh,
lot of stuff together. Like, I was trying to think of the credit list, and it was so long. I'm like, I can't even.
like
Too
what?
much.
Like what?
Well,
Tell
the
me. I
only
wanna
things that
know.
like the things that are super hot that we just been in together was like the Sailor Moon stuff and
Mm.
Ooh.
Danganronpa and like
Oh yeah.
literally every credit I have, you're in it somewhere. Pretty much.
Fucking
Pretty
geeked up.
much. It's
I
pretty
like it.
amazing. Like, I don't think about it usually until now that I'm doing a podcast, I'm like, "Whoa, what is my guest's credit list?" And I'm like, "Oh my gravy, we are." And so
My
like
grave.
I know, right? So what is your
That's
what
what
is
I did too. Like I was looking at your credit list again just to refresh, and I'm like, we've been in quite a few stuff together too. So it's like, what?
Oh,
Are you
see,
League
now
of
I'm gonna have to
Legends? I
double
haven't
check
even
your
asked. I know,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
I am.
Oh,
I know.
yay.
I am
I
in
know.
League of Legends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
that's
that's
a
something
weird one.
all
Yeah.
three of us have that in common. So that's
That's
amazing,
that
right?
that game. I feel like I auditioned for. I must have auditioned before and after getting a role maybe 30 times
Right.
for
Whoa.
League of Legends, and I
Right.
got one role, and I went in for an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And knocked it out. I play Shen, and it's weird because a lot of people, that game is so huge,
I know.
and I had family members, I had cousins that were starting to like, what? You're Shen, but it feels so. I know the game's huge, but for us, when we're only on a game or a show or something for an hour, we don't have a huge connection with it. So it's kind of weird to see like people freaking out about something that was less than an hour for me.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
what?
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. It's like, oh, you forget you even did it.
Sometimes, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm happy to take credit for it, of course.
Right,
but,
right.
Mhm.
It's
Oh
so
yeah,
true.
yeah, Shen, I remember that. Yeah, that was
Oh,
me.
yeah,
It's like
baby.
days. We had to get everything perfect. We spent 3 weeks on that one. That was like 45 minutes.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because there's only a certain amount of lines, right? It only like what I love about Torbjorn, and I'm gonna always bring it back to Overwatch because I can't
Do
get
it.
enough Overwatch. What I love about Torbjorn the most, and Danielle will attest to this, is half the time I'm like, oh my god, I'm reminding myself that it's you. I forget it's
Yes.
you. Still, I know it's you. Like the crazy thing about that
That's
is
awesome.
I can't tell you how many projects I've been on where they play the character who's opposite me in a scene, and I know it's you in an instant. No matter what the character is, I have had a mastery of knowing your vibration of
Oh, that's
sound
funny.
to
Yeah,
be able to
yeah.
go, is that Keith Silverstein? Is that Keith Silverstein?
That's
And they're like,
good.
yeah, it is. And I feel like a badass identifier. But with Torbjorn, I had no idea it was you.
That's so
I
funny.
literally had to get Andrea to confirm it for sure. I'm like, is it really Keith Silverstein? And she's like, yeah. And then even knowing that, playing you, every time I hear him, I don't hear an ounce of you in it at all. And I've heard
Oh,
you as
that's awesome.
almost at least 50% of your credits I have heard you in, and I
That's
know
great.
your vibrate. And so that is a testimony to me to what a great actor you are. Like you, when you are Torbjorn, you fall all the way into that character because he is so believable. He is so lovable. You just want to squeeze him to death. I just adore him.
Hold on, my head's too big to fit
I'm
these
just saying.
headphones on anymore.
Anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. But I say it all the time playing with Danielle. I'm like, oh, I can't believe that's Keith. I forgot it was Keith.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's very
I have
sweet.
a-
It means a
I
lot
have a
coming
confession to
from you.
make
Thank
about
you.
about.
Yeah.
I have a confession to make about Torby. I have so
Torby.
many names for him.
Yes,
Yeah.
she
Torby,
does. She
he's
does.
Gimli. He's Christmas.
Yeah.
And I think those are the names right now that I made for him. But his run, like Torby's run, is the most cutest thing. Like I can't kill him when I see him run. Like no, I can't even. I can't even.
Danielle
we
can't.
We
for
mocapped the run.
no,
Oh,
you
really?
didn't.
No, of course we did. I'm
Okay.
not hitting him the close to the body
It's the
shape.
Because-
cutest run ever.
For
I
real,
have to.
Danielle can't kill anything that's cute. She has
No.
if it's cute, she can't kill it. Like that is one of the things I've
Like,
learned about
I
Danielle
can
playing
be
games with her.
and I'm
Yeah.
sniping. I'm like, no, I can't
Oh,
kill that.
She's too
I
cute.
can't kill him.
She's too cute.
Maybe they need to come up with a really cute, like a fuzzy bunny character.
Oh no, no.
No, because Danielle would never be able to
Just
kill
something
it.
like you're like, no. Aw.
That's why we
Okay,
need
you can win.
turrets. That's why we need the turrets. We need the turrets just so that the turrets can kill the cute because Danielle cannot.
There we go.
Right.
Yeah, that's real. Oh, I love it. I
Well,
love
that's cool. I'm glad. That's very nice of you to say that. I'm glad that because I'm sure you. I mean, we've worked together so much. So, once you start to, like you were saying, like really recognize somebody's voice, then even no matter how much they're shifting it, especially if you've heard them shift it a lot, you
Yes,
go, oh, okay,
yeah,
that's Keith because you've heard it. Oh, that's his high range. I know what that
Exactly.
sounds like. That's his mid. That's his low. He's twisted it a little, but I know it's him.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. No, and I think as actors we're able to identify each other better because we've heard such a great range of each other's characters in the most part, usually. But not
Right,
always.
right.
Like I knew it was you the moment I heard you in Sailor Moon. I'm like, oh, that's Keith. That's
Mm.
Keith. That's perfect. And I was your henchman.
Yeah,
in that
we
one.
work together. You're one of
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
They're not hench, aren't they? Witches?
Well,
Aren't they
I
called,
don't
like,
remember.
witches
I
or
was
something?
your hench. I call myself. I think I maybe was. I don't remember. Uriel was my name, but I was like your scientist
okay.
henchman person. At
Yes.
least in that, and there was something else really recent too, and I'm not going to remember it because too many things. It's hard
I
to.
hear you all the time and stuff, and I
Right?
feel pretty confident I can recognize you as well.
I
But
believe
I'm
you
sure there's
would.
been a couple times that I was like, what?
Yeah.
I know
Mhm.
you could trick me. I know. Well, we also have roles that we get every once in a while that just don't sound like our other roles. They demand something different. Like maybe you don't play
Yeah.
a certain type of character, and then when you do, it can throw people off even who recognize your voice
But
all
that's
the time.
just brilliant casting. That's when a casting director is willing to trust that you have a lot more to offer than what you normally get cast as, which I think is
Right.
what Andrea did with you and Torbjorn. Like that, what a great role for you because you kill it, you nail it, but it's not something that people would be like think of you in the first instance. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty of being able to audition and to prove that you can do so much more than what you normally book because once people decide that your wheelhouse, like certain
Right.
studios will be like, oh, we hire Keith for the bad guy or we hire Keith for the good guy, but they don't know, they never cross pollinate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think every studio is different. I've had studios go through phases too. When I first started working at like Bang Zoom, for example, which is now we're going way back, but because that was one of the first studios I worked for. But my voice hasn't changed very much since then. But they had me playing young characters. I was going up against like Johnny Young Bosch for roles.
There you go.
They never had me go for older guys or deeper guys or badass cool guys. None of that stuff.
Did you
It took a
feel like you
while.
were being wasted? Like all your abilities were being wasted?
No, I was working at other studios. It was funny. It was just kind of something I noticed after a while. I was like, wow, they keep pulling me in for these. And it was only when I started like regularly being cast as other things,
Right.
villains and
Right.
deeper voice characters at every other studio. And then Bangzin was still calling me in for like this 17-year-old character.
Right.
Which you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I
I
can
do.
do it, but there are people that are so good at it because they live there and they sound a
Yeah.
lot more natural than I do.
Yeah.
So, it's much harder to book a good-sized role as a 17-year-old for me.
Right. Exactly.
Even if I
Exactly.
can young it up, I might young it up quite a bit, but still, just other people do it more naturally than I do. So I get it. I totally get it.
I also disagree with the whole do it naturally. Like it's one thing to hire somebody for their natural voice, but you
Hmm.
sound natural when you play young characters. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, when
you're
I say natural, I mean, I just mean they're not placing their voice anywhere and they have full range.
got it.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like if I have to go
You don't
really
have to limit
high,
anything.
I have to scream or I have to do something, I might have to like
Right.
focus to not lose the way I'm pinching my voice to make that. I can do it, but
Right.
other people like I live there. Like whenever you're doing your voice, like I just want you to sound like you. You have like
Right.
all the freedom in the world because there's no character traits that are limiting that what you can do.
It's so true. It's so
I
true.
mean,
So I'm
you can
gonna
use that to your advantage, of course,
right.
what your character traits are, but it is nice every once in a while to have that totally freeing. So when I have to go up against somebody who just naturally is there and has all their higher range and all their lower range to
Right.
use
Yeah.
freely and still stay there, they have a serious advantage.
No, it's true. It's true. I'm gonna just read off a few of your credits just because
Uh-oh.
it.
Okay.
No, and I'm gonna read up, of course, the ones that we double up on in for sure
Oh,
because
cool.
I can't help
Well, I
it
want to
because
know.
I'm
I want to
excited.
know.
So the stuff that we're in together is Bravely Default, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Danganronpa, Cross Edge, Dragon's Dogma, Dead or Alive 5, Elder Scrolls, Dynasty Warriors, Hyperdimension Neptunia, which Danielle definitely shares, League of Legends, Danielle shares, Naruto, Odin Sphere, Persona Q, I'm not in Persona 2, but you were in Resident Evil, just have to say that. We're both in Sakura Wars, So Long My Love, Shin Megami Tensei. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
in Skylanders, but you are all over Skylanders, so shout out to that. You are all over Sonic the Hedgehog, shout out to that. Generations, you are in. Soul Calibur, he's in. StarCraft 2, Street Fighter 10, Street Fighter 5, Tales of Grace, Tales of Vesperia, we're both in. Tales of Xillia, Transformers, your Blast Off in Transformers, Fall of Cybertron, and Rise of the Dark Spark. He's in the Lego Movie video game. What? Yeah, he is. Trauma
Actually,
Team.
I'm not in the Lego Movie video
Oh,
game.
you're not?
I don't.
Uh-oh.
Nope. That's IMDb decided I was in that all by themselves.
Oh, cuckoo for them. We're both in Trauma Team. You're in Valkyria
yeah.
Chronicles 2, Warriors Orochi. We're both in World of Warcraft, as well as Danielle, Xenoblade Chronicles X. We are both in that together. Zero Escape, you're in Zero Time Dilemma, and I'm in another one, but I don't remember what.
Okay. Yeah.
So we've
yeah.
got a lot of that's just the video games, let alone Bleach. We're both in Bleach. Monster High, we're both in Monster High.
Oh,
Miraculous
yeah, you're definitely
Ladybug,
in
we
Monster
have in
High.
common. This is a crazy one when you think about this. Has to be when we first met each other.
Which one?
Batgirl Year One.
Oh, that is the one. That's
Keith,
that one.
that's where we
That's
met.
absolutely it.
Because that was
That's
like
where
the
we met.
first time I met Kate, and that's where and I was Vicky Vale and somebody else, I can't remember.
Black Canary. You were
Black Canary, yeah, and you were.
Wait a minute. You
Yes.
guys were in that?
Yes, it was a motion
Well, it's
comic.
a motion comic.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you're
yeah,
thinking.
No, it's the motion
Oh,
comic.
you know it?
Yes.
And then Kate
I'm
Higgins
like,
was the
wait a
Batgirl.
minute.
Yeah. That's cuckoo. And you were in, and
Yeah.
just to
We
read
did lots of voices.
I
In that.
gotta
remember
say your
there was
anime.
Like 5 of us or something. There was like
Yeah,
5 actors.
there
and we
was.
did all the voices in it.
There was. I forgot that was where we met. And you were in Zetman. I was in that as well. But you were in Tiger and Bunny, Sword Art Online, Stitch. Let me see, Samurai Champloo, which is my favorite.
The other
Sailor Moon,
625 experiments.
Rosin Maiden, Phantom of the Animation, Paradise Kiss, Naruto Shippuden, we're both in together. Monsuno World Master, you were badass in Monsuno. Mobile Suit Gundam, The Origin, I think I'm in that too. Maji, The Labyrinth of Magic, Lupin the Third, Lagrange, Kakashi, we're in together. Kay, we're in together. You're in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Hunter, X Hunter, Honey and Clover, Hare and Gurren Lagann, Glitter Force were in together, Eureka 7, Dura Dura, Doraemon, Digimon, you're killing it. Digimon Fusion, Copelia, Code GS, Blue Dragon, Blue Lad, Bleach were in together, Blade Immortal, Axe SL, I don't even do. Dude, you so badass, I don't even know.
Yeah, that's
For real,
crazy. That's a
though.
whole. That's like,
That's
man,
a
that's
universe.
crazy. That was a crazy ass list. That's what I got to say. That was
That's your credits, boo boo. That's your credits.
Hey,
Good
I
for
like
you.
it. I like
Yeah,
it.
well
No,
done,
that was
well
a lot
done.
of stuff. Wow.
You're impressive. I'm just saying. It's really
Well, whoever
fun.
made up that list that sounds great.
For the record, I read it off of Wikipedia
Right.
because
Of course.
it's easier access than IMDb. But yeah,
But I think other than that one, I think they were all accurate. I was doing my best to remember each one of them as you were going. Man,
Right.
some of those took me
So
down memory lane
hard.
though. That's crazy.
so hard, so difficult.
Wow.
Yeah, and you're
Props
miraculous.
to you
You're the
on
big
Monster
bad
High, though.
guy
You
in.
got me on Monster High.
Oh, did I? I don't
Hey.
remember.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I'm glad.
You did. They needed a role for the film they were doing, Escape from Skull Shores,
Oh yeah,
and you apparently passed my name on,
Nice.
and that was that.
Well,
Because
that's
I
how it
don't
works.
think I even auditioned for that.
I auditioned for Monster High.
Yes.
Time.
Yes. Awesome. And
That's cool.
you are the bad guy in Miraculous Ladybug, and I
Yeah.
play a couple of ancillary characters in that. So, and that's blowing up like cuckoo.
You're good. You're awesome in that. Your ancillary characters had a few episodes.
I'm
where
very
she's
pleased with
featured.
my work in that, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But I really love Torbjorn, so I listen to you
Yes.
every night as Torbjorn. So is it bad that Danielle and I now have a preference, and every time we see you, all we're gonna want you to do is say molten core?
No, it's fine.
Okay, good.
I dig it. That's great. That's fantastic. And I'll be like, what about so and so?
I'll be like, no, man,
what about
give me the
Hawk
Christmas.
Moth?
Just give
You
me
don't
the
want to hear
Christmas.
any. No, we don't want to hear any Hawk Moth.
What about Christmas? It's all about
Just give us the
Christmas.
Christmas.
Well, it looks like his arms have turned to flat. No, we don't want that. We only want Torbjorn.
Now, how
Okay.
amazing was it? I saw that picture of that amazing gender bender cosplay, Torbjorn. How amazing was
I
it to see
love
some
that. That's why I
right?
retweeted that. It was fantastic.
So
That was
good.
great. Yeah, and I just did a like, and that was nice. It was kind of cool too, because she seemed to figure out who I was on her own. Because I just, I didn't go, I like it, and I think I just said Torbjorn approves, or Torbjorn approves, basically.
And
Nice.
you know what?
Um,
That leads me to my next question. Like, how
Uh-oh.
do you feel about all the Overwatch cosplay, like the gender bents and just all the cosplay in general? Because there's some really good Overwatch cosplay out there.
I haven't personally seen that much. I've seen a few, and they're very cool. I mean, in person, a few times I've kind of searched online and seen some amazing. There's a Reinhardt that's just giant that I saw.
Oh yes.
And there was one at was
Yes.
it Comic Con? I think at
was
Comic Con there was a
Comic-Con,
giant
yeah.
Reinhardt. Yes.
Yeah.
And so that one I saw personally. I have never seen anyone cosplaying as Torbjorn yet, except online. So I'm looking
Okay,
forward to.
audience,
So I'm
there
gonna
is
go to
the
a con,
challenge.
and whoever it is, yeah, that's the challenge. When I'm at a con, I'll get a photo with you, because I mean, as long as you'll let me, because that'll be the first Torbjorn I've seen personally.
Ooh,
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting for that. That hasn't happened for me yet. So.
That's cuckoo. That's cuckoo. Well, you
Yeah,
get
but
to
there's
have
so many
more.
great
Yeah.
characters in that
Yeah.
game. So, and there's a lot of choices if you're
Well,
going to cosplay.
If you really
Overwatch.
think about Overwatch, has only been out for a few months. Like when did it come out exactly? I feel like at the beginning of summer, and then I
Yeah, like, I
downloaded
think
it.
it was,
Yeah.
yeah, the beta came out around like what, June?
Yeah.
Sometime
it-
in June.
So it's really that recent. Wow,
It's so
really
early.
recent.
it's just a baby.
It's just
a
a
baby.
baby.
It's a baby turret.
You're getting this much attention, and it's just brand new.
Yeah.
just a little baby.
Yeah. Which means you have all the time in the world to get even better at Torbjorn.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
playing
I
him,
do.
not being him, because obviously you're nailing it at being him. But for your gameplay,
Yes. No, I'm giving it all I've got. I'm doing it. I'm trying.
that's the voice.
It's
First,
timing. It's
that
more
is the
timing.
line I have assigned to my Torbjorn. Is I'm giving it all I've got. So thank you for
Probably.
that.
I haven't unlocked everything yet, all the lines, but
Oh,
can you
yes.
assign like some assembly required? Because I like that one.
Oh, that's
I
a good
have
one.
that one for mine.
See?
my
Oh,
God.
cool.
Yeah.
like
Yay!
I like
Yay!
that one.
Okay, so
Yeah,
what
thanks,
is your favorite map in Overwatch so far?
I don't know if I even have a favorite map yet.
You may not know
because
them all
you know
off by
why?
heart.
Because
That's okay.
I don't even know if I've played all of the maps yet.
Oh
A.
yeah. Yeah.
And also, if you played a map just a couple, 2, 3 times, I don't know all the nooks and crannies yet, so I don't know
Right.
if I'm that comfortable with a
You're
map
still
yet to say
very
that's my
new to
favorite.
this game, for the record.
I'm
Like
I'm super new. I
yeah.
started last week.
Yeah, and you came just so that the audience knows, you started playing because you had agreed to play a Torbjorn at a convention against other con goers. So
Yes.
you were in need of practice with your character on Overwatch, and you were more than willing to join Danielle and I to start that process. So how did it go at that convention playing
Yes.
Torbjorn? And we never followed up. How did
That's
it go?
true. That's true. Well, I had no, delusions of grandeur. I did not think I was going to be amazing. But I
Right.
thought, you know what? If people are going to beat me, it's better that they beat me trying to play. I mean,
Right.
actually playing than beat me going like, what are the buttons? What do
Yes.
I do? Like
That's the
that would not be
worst.
very
That's the
fun, I would think.
worst.
Now,
Yeah.
here's the funny thing though, is we ended up because they had that game and they had Street Fighter 5.
Of
And so
course.
they actually ended up having people just play Overwatch because it was on PC, which is
Ooh.
good because I would have been lost anyway. I would have been like, well,
Oh.
great, I don't know these controls at all.
Right.
And then so after all that, which is fine because I'm happy to play the game. I'm glad that I downloaded the game. I'm glad that I practiced. Um, I didn't even play it. I just played. I watched other people play that, and I played Street Fighter 5. So your training did not help me on Street Fighter 5 whatsoever.
Not at all.
I-
No, because I have
I
never
got fairly
played Street
smoked.
Fighter 5. Not ever in my life.
Right. And I thought maybe your Overwatch training would somehow have helped me in
No.
that game, but
No.
no.
But now
No.
you're ready if any convention actually uses you as Torbjorn. You are so locked and loaded.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a great idea, though. Hopefully, I think they just didn't have it on, if they'd have had it on console, it would have made a
Yeah.
big difference. Because I wasn't
Yeah.
even willing to try it on that, because that would have been
Right.
silly. Just silly.
So
It's a whole
silly.
different beast.
It is a whole different beast. It
But
really
thank you.
is.
Thank you for my training session, both of you. That
Oh,
was
are
a lot
you
of fun.
kidding? It's just
So
fun
welcome.
that voice actors are playing this game. It makes it super fun. Because it's just gameplay and I love it. And it feels like
Yeah.
playing paintball, right? Like, or capture the
Yes.
flag. That's what I love
Yeah, it's
about
not
this
as
game.
tiring and not as dangerous, but yes.
Yes,
Mm.
yes. And it's not like, like Call of Duty or something where it's all about the death and the murder and everybody's depressed, or, and it's always a dark map all the time. Everything
That's
is
me and
always
Destiny
dark. Yeah,
all the time.
Destiny is so dark. I can't even
Yeah.
watch somebody. We have a squad member that plays Destiny and streams it, and I joined the stream just to watch, and I'm like, I can't. I don't like dark maps. I love how
I like
bright.
Destiny. I can't say that I like it as much as Overwatch. I'm pretty in love with
Whoa,
Overwatch, but
whoa.
but I did play a little bit. My brother had that, and I played it a bit, and I was like, this is a good game. But you know what? I played that, and then I still didn't like go out and buy it.
Yeah.
And I have my
Ooh.
PlayStation 4. If this can speak for the game at all, my PS4 I got on the holidays, right?
Okay.
And it's pretty much just sat there, which is terrible. I know that's terrible.
That's okay.
Until
You're a busy
until I
actor.
downloaded Overwatch.
Right.
Yeah, but now I'm like, yes, I've
This
got
is
a little
it.
bit of time. I'm gonna go on and play.
I have to tell you, Keith,
Yeah.
that it is the same for me. I use my PlayStation mostly to watch Netflix until Overwatch, and then once I downloaded Overwatch, it is my PS4 has never seen so much action. It has been all of now. I have the curious thing to me would be: do you think now that you're playing the game, do you
Mhm.
think that's going to enhance your performance for any future sessions you have as Torbjorn? Now that you kind of get the feel of all the other characters and how all the rest of the puzzle pieces of the universe fit together, do you think that's only going to improve what you're already doing, which is phenomenal?
That's a great
I don't
question.
know. It is a good question. I have sessions like that. It's one thing when you go in and you have an idea in your head what the character is.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times we go in like that. We don't, because we haven't recorded it yet. So we go in, boom. But when you go back in after you've watched the show or
Mhm.
played the game and you
Mhm.
have an external idea, because I don't, I really look at the character differently each way. It's very different to sit and watch the character and see what
Yes.
I've done.
Yeah.
That's how I learn about a show and who the characters are and everything.
Yeah.
What I have in my head to start is, that's the starting point. It clearly gets me there. So I don't know. I've been nervous about that on some shows. It's always worked out, but I've had that same question, like, oh wow, I'm going in on whatever. but this is the first time I'm going in and I externally know this character. So is that
Yeah,
going
do
to
you think it's
make me
kind of
sound
like
different? Am I
right,
going to do an impersonation of what I did before
right,
as opposed to just the core of what I did
being the
before?
character? Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because
Right.
it's like second night of a theater show. So first night you kill it, it's a standing ovation, and then the second night, even though you didn't see the show, you can't help but try to recreate what happened the night before because it felt so good. But then by
Hmm.
trying to recreate it, you're not being in the moment and being authentic to that character.
Right. It's not as organic. You're not listening to a slightly different
Right.
delivery of other
Yes.
actors' lines that might change
Yes.
your delivery. Right.
Yes.
Exactly. So,
Okay, so
Mhm.
then the real goal will be like, okay, you go in, you're being Torbjorn, but now you know who you're talking to a little bit more. So, I mean, the information about who the other characters are will give you more, and your
mm,
relationship to them, because the relationship between, like, when you listen to Reinhardt and Torbjorn together, that's pretty salty and fun, and I really enjoy that. Like,
Yes.
that now you'll have like that, you'll know it's Darren, you know your relationship, and you can take it further, that type of thing. That's a plus.
what do you
As
mean
a
take it further? You mean like a little romance,
I
or
don't, oh,
what are you hitting
oh,
at?
no, no, no,
What do you think?
no, no, because I want Zenyatta and Reinhardt to be together forever, and I'm sure all
Oh,
the people are like, no, Reinhardt and
Understand.
Anna. That's what I keep seeing, is everybody shipping Reinhardt and Anna, but they'll do whatever
you're
they want.
straight up shipping people.
I
Yep.
know
That's the
they
new thing,
are.
shipping. You're
Yes,
shipping them.
it is.
That's
Who
shipping.
do you
Yeah.
ship, Danielle? I can't remember. Like,
Who do I ship?
yeah.
Well, for a long time, I actually shipped Reinhardt and Zarya just because of that whole arm wrestle match thing, and I thought there's something way
Yes.
deeper behind that. So I'm
Hmm.
like,
Ooh.
I'm gonna ship both of them together.
Oh, that's funny because I ship Zarya with Farah because I'm like, oh yes,
Ooh.
that would be amazing. But that's just me. That's just me.
You know what I've noticed? People are shipping like Mercy and Farah together, and they're trying to make it like a
Ooh.
Sailor Uranus and Sailor Neptune kind of thing with those two. I've noticed that recently.
Oh, interesting.
They're not
Interesting.
cousins.
They're not cousins, yeah.
Nope. No, they're not.
Yeah, they could get away with it. Yeah.
Oh, I
Good
forgot that. I
point.
love that you're in Sailor Moon also, Erin. I remember that.
Yes. Yes.
That's great. So that's another one that's so long ago. So I'm like, oh, that's
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
November, I think November, we actually finally get to see those.
Oh,
They will,
good.
s- they
Finally.
announced them for November. I know it's been a long time.
Oh, God, it really has been. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it has. They've had enough time to recast my character and record all the lines over again. I gotta go.
Oh,
Can you imagine?
right, right.
I'd be like, you got to do what you got to do, but could you tell me so I stop promoting
Right.
it like that?
I
Could
know,
you imagine?
right?
Yeah.
I
That would be
know.
terrible. You're like, yeah, no, I'm gonna be this. It's in November. Yeah. And it's just
And
anybody else. It could be somebody I totally love, and I'd be like, what?
it's so
Yeah.
Why
true.
didn't anybody tell
It's
me?
very true. It's very true. Oh,
We get so attached. We really do.
We do.
They're
It's so
all our
true.
babies. They're all our children.
Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely.
Danielle, do you have any other questions for Keith? I believe you do.
I do. Oh, okay. So, are you familiar with the Overwatch memes on the internet? Like, there's a lot of people that made quite a few internet memes with some of the characters. Like, for instance, there's one with Mercy, and her role in the game is she's a healer. So
Right.
her ultimate is she revives people. And
Hmm.
so there's one meme where there's 3 dead people, and then it goes from 3 dead people to 5 dead people, and it's like, oh, this is fine. And that's from another meme, this dog, and he's in this fire, and it's really cute looking dog too. It's a weird
Hmm.
meme. And so he's in a room full of fire, and he's like, this is fine. But they kind of put that toward Mercy. And so whenever all of her team dies, it's like, this is fine. I'm totally fine with it when she's really not. So are you
Right.
familiar with some of the memes out there for Overwatch?
I don't think that I am. I think people need to start sharing those with me on Twitter or something because
Oh, I
I
will.
don't think I've seen many. Yeah, share some with me. I'd love
Yeah,
to
I've
check them
seen
out.
quite a few, and I'll definitely let you know if there's a
I
total.
did have, I was playing the other night and Mercy apparently revived me, and it was the first time I was revived. And I did what probably a lot of people do, which is not realize that I got revived so
Yes,
quickly
that's
and
what
was just
happened to
killed
me.
immediately. I
Yes.
was like, wait, how could I die so quickly? There's no way I respawned in that amount of time.
No, it's so true.
Oh,
It's so true. I
Mercy.
did that too. I
Yeah.
did that too. And then we started calling her Easter because of the resurrection.
Yes.
So,
Perfect. So perfect.
yeah, Christmas and Easter. It makes sense. It makes
Christmas and
sense.
Easter.
Okay, so
Yeah.
should we come up with holiday nicknames for all of the characters? I mean,
Yes, we
obviously
should.
we'll have to start using things like Arbor Day and stuff, and we'll get down to the
Labor
the
Day.
lesser
Who would
holidays.
be Labor
Yes.
Day?
Who would Passover be? Hmm.
Ooh.
Over. Ooh.
Passover. Passover is killing the firstborn. I mean, let's
Oh, then wouldn't that be Hanzo because he tried to kill Genji?
Oh yes, that's right. Yes.
Is that Passover? All right.
Yes, because he tried to kill the firstborn, which was Genji, his older brother.
Reaper is
Nice.
Halloween.
Reaper would be Halloween. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'll believe that. I don't know anything about Kwanzaa, so I don't know who Kwanzaa would be. It's like the festival of wheat or something. So that doesn't. Let's just.
No.
I don't know anybody that celebrates that.
Zenyatta, what's a Buddhist holiday? Because Zenyatta would be whatever that Buddhist holiday would be.
I don't know one, but that I
don't know if Buddhism has a holiday.
I don't even know. Yeah.
every day is one with everything.
I'll give Zenyatta October 22nd, which is the Ekankar Spiritual New Year, because that feels appropriate.
Yes.
That's like got all the same philosophy as Zenyatta holds.
The old Ekankar spiritual.
New
what was
Year.
it again?
Spiritual New Year, October 22nd.
How could I forget it? Every year it was my favorite holiday.
Yeah, of course.
So it's Zenyatta Day.
Yeah, it's Zenyatta Day now. Yeah. But what does Reinhardt have? And Zarya, what would Zarya be?
I don't know, but the internet's going to be a buzz. They got to figure out everybody.
You know what?
Well, May's got to
This
be
is
the
your mission.
Chinese New Year, right? May's got to be Chinese New Year.
Oh yeah. I think we can leave it to the internet. I'm sure they'll figure out.
Yeah,
they'll do it.
internet. That is your homework.
Characters.
Tweet at us which characters go with which holidays. We need to know.
Yeah.
Good call. Good call.
Nice. I like that. Very cool.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah.
Send me
so
memes.
Mercy is Easter, so
Easter's
Easter's taken. Christmas is taken because it's Torbjorn. What else you got? Yeah. We're open. I like that. I like that.
Nice.
Do you have a next question,
good.
Danielle?
Oh, give me another question. I want another question. What do you got? What do you got? What do you got?
Okay, so I do have one. I know this game is super new, but have you had any like fan experiences or memorable fan experiences regarding Overwatch? Like, has anyone come up to you and say, "Oh, Torbjorn is like my life"? Not like that, but
Other than
has
me
anyone
and
come up to
Danielle.
you
Other
and-
than
other
me
than
and
us, has anyone
Danielle.
expressed to you their love
Well,
Torby?
here's the thing I'm noticing the most right now with fans of Overwatch. They are like, they'll ask me to say something or do a quote, or if I volunteer a quote, there's more satisfaction in their eyes for that than like really any other game or show. I mean, you might get a fan who's of one particular show that I might quote, and they're like, "Whoa!" But just on the whole, these gamers have heard these quotes so many times, and they're so engrossed in the game that when you do that you see their eyes like, "That's it!" And they're just so excited. And it's not just one or two of them. I mean, they're genuinely thrilled that, like, no way. And it's so cool that they put so much time and energy into this game that when you are just quoting yourself basically, but you do this character, that they're just like, that's amazing to them. So that I've noticed, and I haven't had that as much in anything else I've worked on.
Just to follow up on that, we would like to give you some time to, if you feel like it, only if you so choose to, because I hate it when people tell me to dance monkey dance, but I'm doing it to you right now. If there are any Torbjorn lines that you remember and you feel like doing in this moment, we would be so thrilled to hear them.
I bet I recorded far more than I've even heard yet in my,
Right.
What have I played?
But
Probably
now that you've
30,
been
30
playing.
matches,
Yeah.
30 games or something like that. You know what a lot of people like me to do, and I don't even know if I won't be quoting it for sure exactly necessary, but the my turret, like whatever that is when you lose your turret, my baby, like they keep asking me that one a lot. Does he say my turret too? Because a lot of people have been like, say my turret.
He does.
He does, right?
Does.
That.
It's like a damn you underneath the subtext of my turret. Yes.
That's awesome.
It's like,
that's
damn
one.
you for taking my yes. Oh, that's
And
so
then I
real.
heard that my line, the hard work pays off, like that one. I hear that people were misunderstanding that as aardvark, hard work, because it's hard work, right? So I've heard like that's a thing on the internet.
Aardvark pays
that
off.
people are
That's
like,
funny.
Aardvark. Yeah, Aardvark pays off.
No, I
I
always
can't
heard
unsee that
hard
now.
work pays off. Always,
I
always.
can't unhear that now.
Well, I know
That's
the
hard.
Blizzard folks told me that, and so
Oh, I love it.
it.
I love
Yeah,
it.
so apparently that's not in a bad way, but that's like a thing. I think they just love anything that breathes life into the game, so
Yeah.
they embrace
Yeah.
those kind of things, as opposed to being like, oh crap, people are not understanding. It was like, no, no, no. If it gets a life on its own and people start tweeting about it, and so they're like, that's great, that's perfect, it's exactly what we want. Talk about our game, please.
Yes, yes, and I loved it when the Olympic skin was on. So I had your line for the last time I'm Swedish. I can't. Would you do that one?
For the last time, I'm Swedish.
Ah, so good, so good. Oh my god. Oh, I love that. For
Now,
anybody
I'm
who's
recreating because I
mistaken.
haven't played enough to.
No,
You know what I mean?
it's
You know the
okay.
difference.
It's
But
okay.
I know, but but I think that's interesting because you were asking that you asked that question earlier, and it's like when you've played it, the lines that I hear all the time, I'm now repeating the cadence exactly how I remember hearing it, as
Right.
opposed to like a line like that, which I haven't heard a bunch of times yet.
Right.
So but that's the difference. Is
But the
it
best
might not be
part of
the
it is
exact.
that you're saying it because you are Torbjorn. You don't have to
Right,
do it
right.
in that cadence. It doesn't matter to me if
Right,
you match
right,
the
of course.
cadence. All that matters is that if I said, tell me it's Christmas, Torbjorn, and you told me that it was Christmas in Torbjorn's character, I'm melting. It's Torbjorn. I don't care how you say it. You are the ultimate source. You get to say it any way you choose, and I am going to fangirl no matter what it is.
You are so adorable.
It's so real, though.
Aw.
It's so real.
I do have requests, and I'm sure nobody from Blizzard's gonna hear this, but if they do, I
What?
would love for there to be like a Christmas event in Overwatch, and they give Torbjorn a line, "Merry Christmas," and he gives out the armor.
Yes.
That would
That'd
be
be awesome.
beautiful.
Yes. Yes. So
I
every
would
time he
go
gives
as
out the
far
armor,
as to say
Merry
they
Christmas.
they should do it for every holiday so that we
Yes.
get more work.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Can I be selfish a little bit? Yeah,
No.
that's a great idea.
We can't get
Let's
enough
Let's
lines.
just do it weekly.
I feel like all of the characters need more lines, all of them. Like I want to hear more. I'm desperate to hear more interactions when they're
Mhm.
just kind of idle right in the spawn. I'm always super excited to hear more. I want more, and I think I'm not alone. I think all of the
We
fans
want you
want
guys
more.
to get more work. That's
Yes,
what we're trying to
we
say.
all want you to have a lot more work because we want more from these characters that we love. We really
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
That's genuine.
Well, I'm happy to do it if if they
Yay!
decide to do something
Come
like
on,
that. That'd be great.
Blizzard!
Yeah.
Book more work for all these actors. We love them
Yes.
so.
Story mode.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. That'd be swell. That'd be swell.
Yes. Yes.
That was so satisfying. Thank you, Keith, for indulging us.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.
That's what we love so much. Oh, this has been another
That's the same. See, that's
amazing.
that same satisfaction there.
It is.
Yes.
That I hear and I see in their eyes, and it's like it's just it's a really cool thing.
Oh,
I don't know why that is on this more than anything else, but and just it's across so many different people.
right.
I was at a con the other week, and just out of all the people that came by, like there were a lot of people that were Overwatch fans, and every one of them was just as excited. I mean, some a little more, but none of them were like, "Oh, that's cool." You know what I
Right.
mean? They were
Right.
all like, "Wow, yes, yes,
It's
bro, dude, that's it, man.
Like,
oh,
it's
bro, that's totally
so
it."
good. It's so good. It's so good. I can't like when Darren was doing Reinhardt. It's there's a pocket in our hearts that it's got such a special place that it lives in. It's so satisfying. It's just
Mhm.
so satisfying. Oh, and I hope it just grows and gets bigger and bigger for you, Keith. I hope that you get to be
Yes.
Oh, thank
Torbjorn for
you.
the next 10 years because I plan on playing this game for the next 10 years. If they
Oh,
keep
yes,
adding stuff,
definitely.
I am going to still be playing. Keep adding the skins, keep adding the maps, keep adding the characters. I'm in wholeheartedly.
And
Same.
Torbjorn is one of the few characters, I guess. I'm trying to think, because that I got to originate, if that makes
Yes.
sense. Because we do a lot of
Yes.
things that are, whether they're games or shows, a lot
JRPGs
of things
and
that come
stuff.
over from Japan
Mhm.
or from China or from anywhere else. And so there's someone else who's already started that role. Or, like I'm Vector the Crocodile in the Sonic the Hedgehog series, but I'm not the original Vector the crocodile.
Right.
I'm not the original Hunk in I don't think so, in Resident Evil, unless he didn't talk before me, but he was definitely in games before me.
Right. But you
So
are
a lot of those
Torbjorn.
characters I didn't get to
Are.
originate at all. So
This is a big deal. This is a
yeah,
really
so
big
it's
deal.
very cool. It's very different.
And you know what's so
I
cool
like
too
it.
is that I also heard like Korean versions of these Overwatch characters and for the Korean version of the game and Japanese version. So it's like it's really really cool.
And they're
The whole
copying
thing.
you. They're
They are,
copying
so you are the first.
Keith.
Right.
Well, I don't know if they're copying me, but at least I got in there first.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
I would assume.
Yes.
We didn't, or they did it all at the same time, and we didn't hear each other. We just
Oh, that's
heard the description.
possible. That's possible.
That's possible too. But in which case, then everybody, if that were the case, then in every language it would still be we all originated it, so we all would share that
Right.
credit.
Well, like Zarya
particular
is an actress from Russia, so she actually does the Russian version of Zarya as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that is fantastic.
Like that's how badass Blizzard went. There are certain characters that they do the English version and then they do the actual version within their language.
Oh,
That's
fantastic.
that's
I
like
love
Blizzard is taking gaming and voicing to games to a whole other level that I'm just so like I'm such a fan of this game that I don't even have to be in this game at all. I don't know if being in
Right.
it would ruin how I feel about it as a fan. Like I just love this game so much and what they're doing with the female characters and taking it internationally that I am perfectly happy to be a fan of this game for the rest of my life and just stick to working on the other Blizzard titles because this game is so precious to me. I don't want to ruin it in any way.
Oh yeah, like you would ruin it.
Well,
No,
I'll
but you
be
know what I
honest-
I
mean.
can
It's
secretly
different.
hope that there's a role for you in the future.
But
That
it's
would be
different
awesome,
on
I
the
think.
inside. It's different on once you've done it on the inside. Then
Right.
it's different.
You would have a lot of, I would assume, personal pressure going into it, just because
Maybe.
how important it is to
Maybe.
you now.
I think that maybe that's what it is. I think I'm developing a block where I'm like, I don't think I could be in it because now I know too much. Like I can impersonate most of the female characters at this point
Yes.
because I spend a lot of time with them. It's too much.
Right.
It's
No,
too
listen,
much
I know
pressure.
you could do it, and I know you would tear it up. You'd rock
But
it
I'm
like everything you
perfectly
do.
Yeah.
okay
But
listening
but
to
it
you
would be
guys for
funny
the
because
rest of my
internally
life.
you'd be like, oh, I'm going in. This is it. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing Overwatch. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna voice Overwatch. And do
Yeah,
it.
see, yeah, because I actually, I'll be honest, I like if I had the audition opportunity to go for this, I would totally do it, even
Yes.
though
Yes,
I love this
Danielle.
game so
You
much.
can do it. Yes, I
But I
believe
can
in you.
see you doing it, Erin.
I believe in you, Danielle. I believe in you.
Both of you can do it. I believe in you both.
So
No.
good. Keith, you're the best. I love that
Daddy.
you sacrificed your daddy time to be with us to do this podcast. We are so grateful to you. Thank you for being Torbjorn. You are the perfect man for the job. I can't imagine anybody else being him. Thank you for being on Waifus of Overwatch just as we're just getting started and getting the ball rolling. We are so grateful to you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you
so
so
much.
much for having me.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, that's it, kids. That is the latest episode of Waifus of Overwatch. We love you guys tremendously for tuning in, and I have no idea what we're going to give you next time. Danielle?
Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm sure we'll have much more surprises later
Much
down the
more.
road. But thank you guys so much. for tuning in
Bye.
for Christmas. Bye.
Bye bye.